Hi, my name is Desitiny, and the following is a quote from the National Esquire, and it's from the November 2011 edition. She grabs her own radiant ass. She handles it and offers it, like it is a rump roast. She squats, spreads her legs, and sets her hands between them. That's where it stays. You would think that this is some sort of like pornographic image, but really it's an analyzation of one of Rihanna's concerts. And my claim is that sexism has a large impact on the music industry. First, I'm going to talk about how sex sells in the music industry. Second is how men relate to women. And third is how women relate to men. So first is how sex sells. According to the National Esquire, Rihanna is the sexiest woman alive in 2011. And 3 of the 15 women are from the music industry, including Rihanna, Beyonce, and this British singer, which I can't pronounce her name, I'm really sorry. But this shows that when people find you physically attractive, they tend to want to do things like you and buy the same things that you do, wear the same things that you do, talk like you do, and act like you do. Secondly, there's how fans get so obsessed with you and like they see you as sex symbols, they see it themselves marrying you, so they start threatening you and your significant others. Just one example is how Selena Gomez often gets threatened by Justin Bieber's fans. There are things that they write on Twitter. One of the things was, "Stay away from Justin, you pedophile. I'm going to kill you in the night underneath your smelly bed." And another thing that someone said is, "Selena Gomez is dangerously close to a long, slow, painful death." Things like this is how it shows that, yeah, there's like sexism and stuff because you want to be with Justin Bieber, but in reality you're just setting yourself up for something failure and making yourself seem really crazy. My second topic is how men relate to women. In the rap hip-hop industry, it's mostly like a male-based genre. So a lot of the music that you hear, you would think that, oh, all hip-hop is sexist because it's all about men and men are the ones that are always talking about it. But in reality, if you really like listen to how the lyrics really are, a lot of it's really metaphors, and it could be taken a majority of different ways. So, like claiming that all of hip-hop genre is sexist really isn't a valid claim because that it's like mostly men, so you have nothing to back yourself up with women. And second is that men create what is called to be like baby-making music. Artists like Trey Songz and Frank Ocean, the way that their voice comes out, their tone, their like the way that they rhyme, their rhyme scheme, you would think that, oh, this is what they call baby-making music. But if you think back just like a couple of years and you listen to Marvin Gaye, they would never call Marvin Gaye sexist because of his words and songs. You would just call him a good artist. So it shows that there was always sexism, just people are more open-minded to it now and see it more often. And the third point is women relating to men. The pop industry, there's a lot of women that are in that industry. So a lot of the music that you hear is about relationships. Like if you listen to Adele or if you listen to Taylor Swift, a lot of their music is about their ex-boyfriends. Even Adele is like more public. And then there's like some Taylor Swift songs that are obviously written about people in her life in the past. When like Taylor Swift in her song White Horse, she says that she wasn't the one that meant, "I'm not the one you swept off your feet and take you out of this land." It's kind of showing how she's being sexist herself towards men and how she doesn't want herself to be perceived as like super feminist, but at the same time she's bashing men in all of her songs. And the second point is a lot of women's songs is what men want to hear. And there's like lyrics saying how, really back to Taylor Swift again, saying how she wants someone to save her, like a man to save her from all these bad men in this industry, and that's what she thinks that men want to hear. There's not a lot of very powerful feminist songs unless you listen to Beyonce, or like a lot of Lady Gaga songs are very feminist. And so my main claim was that sexism has a large part of impact on the music industry.
All right, well, you identify the claim, and the statement is pretty clear at the beginning, but I guess it covers both directions, because I was confused. At one point it sounded like you're saying that there's a lot of sexism in music, and that's a problem because we overemphasize the sexual aspects, and then another point you're saying it's not really all that sexualized, and it's not that different than it ever was, and so I'm a little uncertain as to what your position is on this issue. I'm still not clear on what the controversy is. I don't think there's any dispute that sexuality is a part of music, so there's no controversy on that. The question is the sexuality exploitive? Is it diminutive towards one sex or one gender or another? Is the industry perhaps manipulating one gender or the other, or is it manipulating the public at large? I can't really tell what the inference is that you're asking us to make there. You've got a few good examples. I thought at the beginning, for instance, when you had the data on the pop stars who are ranked the sexiest in the world, and you mentioned their names, except for Kylie Minogue, who you couldn't say. I'm sure that's who you're talking about. It's one of those things where I'm going, okay, I can see what's going on here. There's a link to sexism, and we know that it's clearly true because music idols are identified as being sexualized beings. So there we go. And then the next point you're talking about, well, the rap lyrics, they're not really about sex. It's all about something else, and it's metaphorical, and all the sex stuff doesn't mean anything. Okay, so how are these 2 points consistent with each other? I like I said, I didn't get that. I think you needed to do a little bit more research on social models of analysis of music. It really feels that you're trying to wing it on the basis of a few examples of lyrics and artists. And I'm still not sure why Taylor Swift yelling at her ex-boyfriend is bashing men. That's not the same as, what was it, Two Live Crew, bitch better have my money. I think there's a little bit of equivocation that's going on there, and so it just seems odd. I do think you have a nice way of addressing the audience. You are trying to talk to us in a way that builds a lot of ethos, but your argument needs a lot more focus. All right, thank you.